I think we're good. I think we're good. We need some music and audio stuff in Isaac. So you'll have to let me know if the volume is okay. I think we're set fine, but I'm not sure. Two hours? God, that's more enthusiastic than I'm ever. Now, just fair warning, I am a terrible Binding of Isaac player. I make no claims about this being amazing. I sit around and I've got one window open that has... It's the whole Binding of Isaac cheat sheet thing, so that I can keep an eye on what items are coming up and, you know, figure out whether I'm going to pick up something that's going to screw me over. So, let's see. See, right off the hop, I have no idea what the hell this is. So then the question is, can I find it quickly in the item list? Ah, there we go. Afterbirth Plus. Random chance while firing tears to fire a creep shot. Double tear damage. Places white creep on the floor. That sounds like a useful item. I think we're going to go ahead and grab that. No D6. Draco, you're going to have to explain that. I am really not with it with this game. Like I think I've finished it, the original, a couple of times. But as far as the Afterbirth stuff and whatnot, you know, we're at like maybe 5 times I finished it through and once through Greed, so not a lot. See there, I even forgot what direction I was going. I do not like these. It's good that they get tired. $835 hours. Oh my god. So here's a strategy question for you. This early in the game, do you pick up the blue heart, or do you leave it, go fight the boss, come back, because hopefully during the boss fight you've got a couple of reds that pop up. Turn on the hub in the options. Okay. Extra HUD. Alright, so everybody gets to know what crappy items I've got. See, I'm going to try that. I'm going to go and we'll do our terrible boss fight against Larry Jr. Yeah, I kind of figured it was, you know, because if you manage to get yourself a couple of extra little... Oh, shit. I warned you guys. I am not some expert gamer. That'll do the job. Protect for Devil. Okay, you're going to need to clear that up for me, too. Now, is it worthwhile? Oh, I guess it is. For some reason, I didn't think that the Larry Jr. crap piles were actually worthwhile. Yeah, Django, that's pretty accurate. Bomb for key? Yeah, okay. That's probably a mistake. I guess I could have done that, because there's no guarantee I'm going to have a key on this level, I guess. Yeah. Fair point. I also have not identified at all how you figure out where the secret rooms are. Obviously, without, you know, any of the items that tells you where they are. Son of a bitch. Oh yeah, no, I've had the devil rooms. I just wasn't sure what you meant by protect for devils. So is it if you God damn it. Now I'm really in trouble. See, those keys would have come in real handy, wouldn't they? So if you take spirit heart damage, it doesn't count against you for the deal with the devil rooms? Is that a correct thing? Or soul heart, sorry. Right, okay. That makes sense. Well, what the hell's that? I still have some sort of issue with Chrome where occasionally if I mouse over to another window or something along those lines, it just doesn't agree with me and it kicks my sound out. And just for the record, as I said, I've got the old cheat sheet open of what all the items do. I am not above cheating in a single player game. Oh, did I not? I did the HUD thing. Oh, found HUD. Yeah, okay. I see. That's a lot of very helpful information. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Oh, come on. What the hell is this thing? It's got a little fly flying around it. That's the thing that's frustrating about the list of items, is that there's just so much shit in this game that finding what it actually is really quite a pain in the ass sometimes. I don't know. 100%. Oh, okay. And so the other room is the angel's room then too, right? Wiki difficulty? Yeah, I'm okay with that. That seems like a reasonable way of talking about it. I actually really enjoyed the greed runs. That was a fun game mode. I must have missed a couple of rooms. I'm in real trouble. We've got 2 locked chests and the locked item room. And no keys. Alright, Envy, you got this. Come on, give me some keys. I realize that's not a likely outcome, but whatever, it's fine. Yeah, my biggest issue with picking up things that don't seem to be all that valuable, shit, no keys. I have failed you guys miserably. I was saying something and then I totally lost my train of thought. Why is it? Oh, dude, I'm still moused over the Chrome window. I don't have too many problems with some of the items in the game. I just really don't. Brother. I don't know. There's just some of it's just not great. Alright, so now we're totally screwed. Invincible against flies. But only in certain rooms. I've had this one before. I know where it is on the list. Let me find the bloody thing. Right, so this is our charge that I was just rambling about that I don't normally like. But I'm also going to end up missing out on the item here, so... Alright, I'll take it. I'm pretty sure I don't have an option. Okay, so here's another question, actually. Before I blow anything... Can you bust open the item room with a bomb, like other doors? Because that would be amazing, given as I have no keys, but I don't think I have any option. I think it's just time to move on. I figured I'd ask, just in case I'm not with the knowledge. Oh. Some of those did fall outside. Yeah, the charging in advance, I know about that part. I'm not a fan of the charging. I don't know why. I mean, it's fine. You get a bunch of damage buffs and all that, then great. Hello to folks who have arrived. We have missed out on 2 locked boxes and 1 locked item room because I was a fool and did not bomb open a couple of keys. Oh, that's not good. Sorry, what? Aha, key. Excellent. Okay, so yeah, we're good. We're good. More keys? Oh. Oh, and I'm not totally not aware of how the game is structured. I've played through a few times. I understand the whole tinted rock thing. Although some of the later levels I'm not 100% sure what they look like. This is just a couple of flies that follow you around. That's okay. We'll grab it and move on. And they just block shots, so I'm fine with that. I want some coin. So be prepared. There will be lots of misplays. I'm also a really bad gambler where it comes to the pills. Tears. Damn it, 2 in a row. Failed again. To be fair, I seem to make more misplays than I make good plays, but... But seeing a bunch of people saying that the run is a guaranteed win just because of the one item, I promise you, I can prove you wrong. I did not hold that long enough. That needs to be held for later, too. Was there another room? I don't think so. Maybe I got everything. Okay. Bomb into the cursed room. Was I not paying attention? When you say cursed room, is this the one you're referring to down here with the spikes on it? Can you bomb the spikes off the door? Sorry, I'm keeping an eye on chat and trying to... Okay. No, I understand what you're saying now. Okay, that's something I had not considered before. Alright, we'll take a key. I'm okay with that. So at this stage, if you're sitting around and you've got 30 coin and 1 key, is it worthwhile to go for the item room? Da-da-da. And I assume any of the range items are of essentially no value with this? Scalpel, I saw that in here somewhere. I've had it before. And not for the life of me remember what it does. I've kind of just got set in my mind, item good, item bad, and so when I see it again, I just grab it. If I have it kind of mentally marked as good. Oh, there we are. Brown tunnel and blue tunnel in the floor. So it's a Portal gun. Yeah, I don't really... that doesn't feel worth it to me, I don't think. Oh shit, but that's right, there's the reroll. So we could... I'm gonna do that. Let's see if we can get something a little nicer. That's the plastic bag, something or other. I seem to recall that one also being one that is okay. But I don't remember. Oh, there it is. Right. Okay, so this is the multiple items. Yeah. So that's worthwhile. Grab the heart for giggles. Why not? And Hierophant, which was what? Is 2 soul hearts. Again, sorry for all the menu things coming up, but as I'm trying to learn the game and remember all of these things and so on and so forth. So half white heart is going to give us another, which is grand. Another soul heart, and we're ready to move on. I think it's a strong run. Clearly, I know what I'm doing. Soul hearts everywhere. Chariot, I feel like, is a charge across the screen, if I recall correctly. And that item can go to hell. On the Vive? Well, there hasn't really been a whole lot of Vive-related news. I still want one. Very badly. I just haven't had the opportunity yet. Oh, okay, so temporary invincibility. Yeah, okay. That works. So we have the room over here that is currently closed. Why is it closed? I thought it was full health, and I'm clearly at full health. So any assistance you can provide would be excellent. I don't like yellow flies. They're irritating. That was one of the cats, wasn't it? Tier delay, range down. I feel like that probably... They open when you only have 1 red heart. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna re-roll. I want something else. Oh, come on, don't make it too expensive. And that is... I've seen this one too. I'm sure I've seen it. There it is. All damage taken reduced to half a heart. Oh. Damage reduction. Every source reduced does not prevent death. Blah, blah, blah. The wafer. Right on. So I'm starting to get some of the confidence that, you know, this could be... Ah, you son of a... I could use some more keys, though. Ah. Oh, I got lots of bombs. I can do it. Crap, I did not... Shit. Right, so the trinket was the... And this sound issue is really starting to irritate me. Like, enough that I'm debating getting a new motherboard. Gertie be so easy. Oh, goody. More range. That's excellent news. The poster. Hang on, where are you looking? Because I've got a poster behind me and I got a poster beside me. Okay, so hang on. Did I not pay attention? Oh, okay, so the one behind me is Neverwinter Nights poster. And the ginormous one to my right on the wall is a Baldur's Gate 2 poster. So, did I say it could go to hell and then I didn't... Did I go to the next level? Not grabbing it? So, okay, so this one... I thought this was one of the ones that screws up your shot. And makes it go in all kinds of funny directions. Is that not the case? Tears go forward at right angles, shifting left and right across the room. Right, so this is going to do... Now, it's a trinket, so I guess I can do whatever, but... Oh, it's not nearly as much. Okay, that's not nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be. I like that. That's cool. Thank you for the suggestion to go back and grab that. Doing good on keys. Only got 15. Item room? Item room later? Let's go to item room later. I don't need it now. But I only have 15. Will it get me? Oh, shit. Okay, never mind. Bastard greed. I may have forgotten that this was a thing. Because, yes, you're right. That was definitely worth it. Steam sale. And justice. Justice is... Oh, just a bunch of items. Justice. Again, sorry about the sound thing. Whenever it skips out. Hopefully it's just the game audio and not microphone too. I think we're good. We can move on. Hello, Kay. How's your evening going? Oh. There's my first total amateur move of the evening. Gambling time. Oh, range down. That hurts me deep. Okay, so is the fortune-telling machine actually worthwhile to do? I've never really bothered with it. I don't know if it's of any value. Okay, so jar of pills, or the green brain thing. The green brain thing is the bomb that goes out and can get you killed. Right? Yes, I think. I feel like that's the case. Let me test my theory. We'll find it. Neither. But what's the jar of pills do? I mean, I'm not opposed to it, but I wouldn't mind picking up the key. So, grab that and move on, and if somebody happens to know what it is, I'd be curious to know. Chariot again. I'd like a damage increase. That's one thing I don't think I've actually gotten yet. Okay, what's that? Seen that before as well. Yo, listen. Familiar fairy, float around the room. Oh, right on. I've had that one before. That's the finds the tinted rocks and secret doors for you thing. I'm all over that. Oh, pay attention to the fairy. Strength. Rawr. I think if I were to pick the defining characteristic of it, it's that you feel that each run matters. There's I mean the original Rogue stuff, there was no progression. Oh shit. Right, where the Rogue Lite comes into play is the idea of something, not the run itself, but something carrying forward that gives added value to your run, right? So in the case of Isaac, it's different game modes unlocking, or you know, items that are things that you can see in subsequent runs because you completed this one. I don't know. So making you care, that's the big thing for me. And I played Enter the Gungeon, and it was fun. Oh, the magician. I wonder what that does with the shard shot. Let's see. Oh, cool. It's all purpley and stuff. Oh, hey. Secret room. We'll take it. Well, that's useless. We got the Steam sale, though, so 30 some odd coins. What do we got here? Our big fancy blue fly looking thing. No, it's not that one. Is it? Huh. Oh, there it is. Friendly blue spiders and flies to become bigger and do 2 times more damage. Brilliant. But then I don't have anything that's going to give me spiders and... So it will increase the size of the flies I've currently got then. Yeah? Let's go for it. It didn't change my flies very much. Maybe a bit. Oh, hey, another one. That's cool. Okay, so why is the... I thought he was against the wall. Damn it. I misread that. Yeah, I've never become Guppy. That's not a thing I've done. Isn't that a IOU? So mom comes down and helps you out or something like that? Yeah, 2 hands come down, but don't do it while you're alone because then you're the one that gets hit. I don't think that I really care about that, to be honest. Wheel of Fortune. Oh, those machines. Okay. And still no damage increases yet. The screw was tears and shot speed, so that should speed up the charge rate. Right. Okay, brilliant. Krampus. Ah. Range down, don't care. Bomb the slot machine. This is a small rock of some kind. Lump of coal, yes. Tears gain damage up and increase in size based on the distance they travel. So does that have any effect on the brimstone thing? And I'm game to take it. It looks like it's thicker at the end. Like I could be, out of context choice of words, but Judgment. No, Judgment wasn't. Justice was the one that does. Alright, whatever. I think we're good to move on. But, I don't remember what Judgment did. Justice was the one that spawns one of each of the items. Oh, come on. Oh. Thought I was being clever by just popping that and didn't intend to run into him. That's okay. Two of spades multiplies which one? Nope. Denied. Oh, and didn't I just do something too by blowing up the little beggar dude? Like I reduced... Was that reducing the devil deal chance? Or increasing? Boy, it really wants to give that IOU from Mom. Spades as keys? Spades. Good guess. This is just one of the little critters that floats around and shoots things, yeah? So, no downside in that. Increase it by bombing the people on the floor. Okay. That's logical. I'm fine with that. Oh. My timing was poor. How do I enjoy live streaming? I hate it. It's not actually. I say that as a joke. I have a phenomenally difficult time getting set up for live streaming. There's something that's really awkward about it. There's kind of a. I don't know. It's almost like a fear of public speaking kind of thing. And it doesn't happen on YouTube videos. Like when I'm doing recording, I don't have a problem with that. But the live streaming is different somehow. What was this thing? This is... I don't know if this is useful to grab. Sorry, I keep switching over to the other screen to take a look at what the items are, and then it takes me forever to find it. Yeah, I think I'm already improving. I mean, it just takes time, right? But I always thought that it should be an easy transition. Open doors with coins. Oh, I don't care about that. That's nonsense stuff. I got plenty of keys and everything else. Alright, where's that fly? He's around here somewhere. Oh crap, I can't get that. That's one of the different shaped tinted rocks that I've seen before. Okay, so we've had a bunch of crappy pills. This one's got to be good. Full health. Fuck off. Let's bomb that. Not really worth it. Oh yeah, so I've been terrible at the game to begin with. So I don't know that there's a good way for me to get that. I could be wrong as I bump the microphone. So we'll just skip that and go straight onwards. Oh, son of a... That was nice and quick. HP and luck up. Right on. Okay. We're getting there. It's gonna happen. Absolutely sure of it. Come back for that white heart later, I guess. Okay, so somebody explain the Polaroids to me. Because, again, that's another thing. Ah, shit. I don't feel like I had a way out of that. Maybe if I had been charged up beforehand. What's this? Wish granted. Monkey paw. Hang on. That says... When you reach a half heart remaining, a black heart will spawn. Oh. So, a whole lot of useless. And I think this just makes your bombs bigger and gives you a bunch. Oh no, that's the charged one. That's fine. I didn't actually have a thing there, so it's not like it's a problem, but... I have just discovered that I'm really terrible using bombs to actually damage things. Oh. Okay. So it's just picking the path that you're going to be taking. Now let's do this other room first. So I can't remember what any of these pills do, but I've got lots of bombs, so... Use our charge. Okay, bad trip we don't want. Range down, don't really care, don't want. Full health doesn't matter. And a gamble. Tested. Some nice big blue spiders and stuff. And two of hearts was doubling something, I think? I don't know. Come on. Lift up. I'd like some more damage increases. I think that'd be grand. Even though it's pretty ridiculous already, and I have not had that much. Now I understand why Brimstone's so nice to have. I'm okay with that. Come on, stick your head up. Thank you. See, I know what some of the things are, just not all of them. Or, indeed, not most of them. This does feel really ridiculous. Okay, so double deal in pajamas. Oh. Don't let the irritating fires ruin our day. Okay, so a ghost baby thing, which is... So he just shoots. Okay. And missing page, which is a black heart, and Necronomicon when you're really low. Yeah, they don't sound that good looking at the item descriptions. The PJs, I don't remember what they did, but it doesn't appear to have done anything bad, so we'll take it. crap. That was very poorly planned. Took a lot of damage. 4 soul hearts. Okay. Okay, so is the cat's head worth getting? That's the area effect tears shot? Yes? Maybe? I'm trying to sound like I know what I'm talking about, even though that's clearly not the case. But it's fun. I enjoy it. Caffeine pill. Okay. Damage increase? Okay, we'll go back and get it. I don't know. Okay, so which one is the... Which one's the burst? And you know, fine, you don't have to explore the whole area. I'm sure that's probably true, but... What fun is that? And you can end up with tons of things that... Devil is a damage boost temporarily too, right? So... Convert all... Oh, the Tammy's head. Okay, right. I'll have to try and remember that. I like feeling like I explored everything, even if it's totally unnecessary. Gamble. Pheromones. Yeah, when I get to the end of this, it's going to be over quick. I can see that. Hanged Man. What's that? Oh, the... Right, so you can float, but it's only for the current room that you're in. That's not of much use. These were new, and this really threw me. I'm sure it's totally not worthwhile to grab, but the spiked chests were really frustrating. Alright, it looks like we're done. It was only almost an hour. So now the hope is that I don't totally throw the game. Just watch it happen. Just watch it. I wonder if this is one I haven't seen before. Like, I've finished it a few times, but yeah, I haven't seen this syringe thing. Drugs are bad, okay? Boy. Okay, so I said I was going to talk about Oculus. So why not? Let's do that. Oculus lost their lawsuit with Zenimax. So back when all of this stuff started, Zenimax owns idsoft, right? They make Doom and all of that wonderful stuff. And if you watched the No Clip interview with John Romero recently, you get a little bit of a history of how idsoft came to be, and then its undoing, a bunch of people leaving, and them continuing on. So John Carmack, the other half of the group, he kept working at idsoft, and they were making Doom, and he was making Rage, and all kinds of stuff. And Carmack is kind of he's an industry genius where it comes to code. That's what he does. He makes engines, he makes amazing tech. And so apparently he was working on a bunch of things at Zenimax, while working for idsoft. And when he left idsoft to go work for Oculus, he took some things with him. The source code for Rage, one of the idsoft games, the source code for idTech 5, which I believe is the Doom engine, might be or idTech 5 might have been the one that was what Rage was built in. I'm not 100% sure. So Zenimax knows that this happened. They sit back and they just kind of let it go. They watch it for a while. Turns out they were also working a little bit on some VR tech as well. So John Carmack goes and works at Oculus. And Oculus has its great Kickstarter. They make a ton of money, and it's all well and good. And then Facebook buys Oculus, and very shortly thereafter, Zenimax files a lawsuit against Facebook, the now owners of Oculus, saying that they have stolen Zenimax tech. And it's all because while Carmack was working at idsoft, he was building some tech that they're accusing Oculus of using in the Rift. Right? That's how all this stuff works. And amid that transition, and somewhere to do with a lot of this, Palmer Luckey was actually involved as well, and subject to a non-disclosure agreement with Zenimax that he later breached. So Zenimax sues Facebook, and it sits for a long time until today. They get a judgment. Zenimax has won this lawsuit. Yeah, I thought that was right. Higher. Thank you very much. idTech 5 is Rage and 6 is Doom. I thought it was something like that. Like, Carmack left idsoft a while before Doom was ready, so yeah, 6 wouldn't have made sense. So today, Zenimax wins their lawsuit to the tune of $500 million. $300 million of that has to come from Oculus directly, so from Facebook. You got to remember, this is not just a lawsuit from Zenimax against Facebook. It was against Facebook, Palmer Luckey personally, and who was the other guy? I've got it open here somewhere. It was the other founder of Oculus, Brendan Iribe, former CEO of Oculus that would have been there at the time. So $50 million personally from Palmer Luckey, $150 million from Brendan, their former CEO, and $300 million from Oculus via Zuckerberg's personal Facebook, personal bank account, I'm sure. So this is interesting because it's based on an NDA. The judgment actually didn't have anything to do officially with the court or the jury that they had saying that Oculus is currently using Zenimax property. That's a bit of a fight that's still likely to occur. The jury said that Oculus did not misappropriate trade secrets. Although Zenimax is also now looking at a potential court injunction to try and stop Oculus from selling the headsets. So this was all because of an NDA, and I was pondering whether or not I might be able to pull together a Feature Creep episode talking about NDAs, because the vast majority of gamers honestly seem to think that they're no big deal, right? I mean, all of us at one point or another have been involved in a beta test where they said, you can play this game, but you can't take any pictures, you can't talk about it, you can't do any of these different things until the NDA is lifted, right? This is the big common thing from... Now, I mean, to be fair, it's an awful lot less common now because now you're paying to get into the beta test. As soon as you have to pay to get in, there's no NDA that can be a part of that, right? This is now a product for sale. I found that really interesting that they went after it from the NDA perspective and then subsequently won. So normally gamers, again, you're dealing with an NDA, you're dealing with something that is relatively small because you're an unknown person on the other end of the internet. They're going to send you an NDA to sign, but do they have your name? Do they have your address? Do they have any identifiable information that proves what person it was that signed that NDA? No. So where's the evidence, right? Where's the way that they can come back at you later? But when you work for a tech company, in almost every circumstance, you will have an NDA that you have signed that talks about certain things, and it's part of your employment contract, right? It says, of course, you're not going to share or talk about anything that you work at or you work on while you're at the company. And then, of course, there's also non-competition and stuff like that. I don't know what you would consider a stale date on an NDA, but I've signed 3 different NDAs with BioWare in the past. Now, these are all really old. Like, I signed them in 2004, so 12 years later, I'm not all that concerned if I talk about something that we did at BioWare. And, like a good example is internally at BioWare, there was an attempt to create a patch that would remove the authentication from the premium modules should the master server go down. There was a fellow by the name of Derek French. He was one of the designers on Neverwinter, and he was one of the tech guys that was doing a lot of stuff relating to the premium modules. So Neverwinter, that's the poster behind me. This was just a isometric RPG, D&D universes and all that kind of wonderful stuff. Forgotten Realms, I think. And they were one of the first companies that put out downloadable content that you could pay for after the game was released that was relatively small. They were just a couple hundred megs for the mod files. And they had to have some kind of encryption. So they locked all of that stuff down, but the problem is if the master server shuts down, the authentication server, now you can't play your games anymore. Right? So at the time when I was working there, I was working on Jade Empire in the QA department, and later on, I ended up working as the only person doing QA on a bunch of the premium modules for a while. It was a lot of fun. I had a blast. Tiny team, and I remember talking about people, or talking with people rather, about this issue. So what happens when everything shuts down? Well, the plan was they were going to write a patch that could be distributed at some point in the future that would knock out that authentication. And a few years ago, the master server for BioWare for Neverwinter shut down. EA shut it down. And all of those premium modules can now not be played. That patch never got released. So, there. I have broken an NDA. How serious was that? What kind of trouble am I in if BioWare finds out that I talked about a conversation I had with one of their designers 12 years ago? Not really a big deal, right? Because I haven't harmed them in any way. It's really hard for them to come back to me, because the purpose of an NDA is I have something essential and important that I want to tell you, but I have to protect myself because I need to make sure you're not going to steal it. I need to make sure you're not going to sell it to somebody. I need to make sure that you're not going to talk about this publicly when I'm not ready to talk about it, because you could ruin my business venture. Right? Talking to Oculus, this is, Palmer Luckey and this whole crew, sharing information that Zenimax itself has that shouldn't be shared outside to other groups is kind of a big deal, right? If they're spending millions of dollars developing stuff, and, let's not pretend that John Carmack is a cheap individual to hire and have on staff, among many other very, very bright people, you've made a huge mistake, and you've made a mistake such that the dollar value is actually significant. You have hurt their business in a real, genuine, tangible way. If you break an NDA on a beta test, nobody really cares all that much, right? You might not get invited to the next beta test if they can figure out who you are and make sure that your email is banned or whatever the case, right? Or in my case here, I get review code for games periodically, and anytime I get review code along with a little disclaimer that says, I'm not allowed to post footage until such and such a date, right? This is an embargo. But it's not an NDA. I've signed nothing. But if I break it, the chances are that PR person is not going to talk to me again. Right? I'm not big enough. I'm not Polygon. I'm not Kotaku. I'm not, as little respect as I may have for some of them. But let's go for a better one. Giant Bomb, right? I love those guys. They're great. If they break a street date or an embargo on a game, they might get a conversation with the PR guy. They might get, if they're going to break a whole bunch in a row or over a period of time, they might eventually get cut off, but not to start off with. So the most interesting thing to me about this lawsuit is that it didn't end up really focusing as much on the tech, and more so that it focused on the breaking of the NDA. Like that was really the big thing, and that makes it very appear to have much of a case that says that they were actually Oculus was actually using the information that they gleaned less than legitimately. I don't know. It's just a very interesting situation to have. Man, 50 million. And you just know that Palmer Luckey can pay that. Right? He was one of the founders of Oculus. Oculus that got bought out for $2 billion by Facebook. Plus another $1 billion or thereabouts that it costs to keep certain important people on staff, right? Retention bonuses and high wages, I'm sure, and all kinds of other things. So of the 2 billion, I don't know what percentage Palmer Luckey had, but I'm sure it was enough that this 50 million probably hurts, but it ain't going to put him under. The other interesting thing is, why in the hell is Palmer Luckey still at Facebook? Like, what a train wreck of a public figure. You know, he's... I don't know. Like, he came out with the whole political thing, and then he vanished for a while, and the only thing we heard from him was when he had to get up in court and talk about how he totally didn't break his NDA, when he totally did. And now his error cost him 50 million personally, but also cost Facebook $300 million. My God. And I see people on Reddit talking about how, oh, it's a drop in the bucket. You know, Facebook doesn't care. They don't, the $300 million, they make $2 billion or $2.5 billion a quarter. Yeah, okay. What's your point? Right? Nintendo has billions of dollars in cash too. That doesn't mean that they're going to keep bleeding money from their hardware console division just because they can. That's not how business works. Right? You have a business line that is absolutely and utterly failing, right? So let's, just for the record, or just for the sake of argument, we're going to leave out the Switch for now. If Nintendo started and stopped at the Wii U, they would absolutely destroy and throw out their hardware console division, because the Wii U is doing that badly. So 300 million may not seem a lot when you look at the overall Facebook amount that they bring in every month or every quarter, every year. It doesn't matter, because VR is a business line that exists within Facebook. Every business line has to justify its existence. Every business line has to forecast at what point are they going to make money. Twitter is one of the biggest money holes that has ever been created. I still don't think they've made money. Technically, I don't think YouTube has actually made a profit either. But YouTube and Twitter feed so much analytical data into the overall Google hive mind in the case of YouTube, not so much for Twitter, but that's what they're for. They're deemed to be okay to run at a loss because of all the other things that they do. But we've already seen that Oculus and HTC have started to flatten out as far as their sales go. They're not dealing with these high sales numbers anymore. People have seen that, yeah, VR is great, but the price is too high. I can't justify it. So it's just an interesting situation. It really is. But let's not pretend that $300 million $300 million to Facebook is nothing. It's a lot of money. One way or another, it's a lot of money. They have paid $2 billion. They've paid $2 billion just to acquire Oculus. They sold a bunch of Oculus Rifts. Let's say, for argument's sake, that it's less than the 140,000 that we heard about that HTC had sold. I'm pretty sure it's less, because they're not bragging about it. If it was more, they'd be bragging about it. At 140,000 units and $600 a unit, with every dollar being profit, they would have made $84 million in revenue. So, assuming that every dollar was profit, and let's go ahead and just add that extra extra 15 million in software sales, because of course there's only so much that they're making on software revenue and whatnot too. Pretend it is 100 million that they've made in revenue, or in net income rather, on Oculus. This just wiped that out, plus a $200 million hole. Right? They have to justify that Oculus as a business unit or business line is going to be profitable at some point, and this just makes it a lot more difficult, right? This is just kind of how it works. another sales push in a year or two. I don't think so. I think you're too ahead of the curve there. So I talked about this a long time ago when VR was still just even more fledgling. I said that first gen VR isn't going to do it, and second gen VR isn't going to do it. It's not until excuse me, it's not until generation 3 that we're going to see mass adoption of VR, and that's only if the porn industry has picked it up entirely and a proper use for it for what I would call experiences. And this is still jarring for me. I've got chat over here, the screen here, and the camera is off on its own somewhere. So experiences would be things like, I don't have to go to Disney. I can just put on my Oculus Rift headset or my HTC Vive, and I can ride on It's a Small World, or I can ride their roller coasters and things like that. That's an experience. I can load up my VR headset and I can climb Mount Everest on the backpack of some mountain climber. That's an experience. This is where VR shines. The problem with VR in games is that there are too many barriers that get in the way of somebody playing. Right? Gaming as a thing, you can't just take any video game and dump it onto VR. It doesn't work that way. You have to completely redesign everything that you're doing. So, I don't think at all that gaming is going to be what makes VR successful. I think that is a huge mistake. It's fine as a fledgling industry. Gamers spend a lot of money. There are a lot of enthusiasts in gaming. But it's not where mass adoption is going to come from. The average gamer out there doesn't care about VR. They have to deal with work obligations. They have to deal with a baby that can be crying in the other room. They have to deal with the doorbell ringing. All of these things. So a headset and headphones that takes you out of every kind of real world sensation is a barrier. Doesn't mean it's insurmountable. Some people will deal with it. They'll have notifications pushed inside the helmet or whatever the case may be. But the fact of the matter is that for the average person, they look at VR and they think, oh, that's awesome. But there's a lot of hassles. I got the long cables. I need a giant room to play it. I don't have a fucking giant room to play it in. Where am I going to set up a VR rig, right? All of these hassles contribute to people just having no desire. But what gets around all of those hassles is a front row seat at a Lady Gaga concert where you can put on your headset, you can watch your 2-hour concert, and you can see the crowd beside you. You get the awesome audio from your headphones, or the front row seat at the Super Bowl. This is what sells VR, is you can do all of these other amazing things that you could never do yourself. You're never going to get a front row seat at a concert. Best of luck to you. Not with Ticketmaster selling everything to StubHub. You're never going to have a front row spot at the Super Bowl. I had an idea, and I was chatting about it with a friend of mine, that I think you could make a really neat YouTube channel around VR experiences. And it would be a fun way of kind of having a business expense method of doing a lot of tax write-offs and stuff like that, right? So what you do is you go and you buy yourself a VR camera, and then you take a trip to Disneyland, and you just record all of the rides. And then after you're done that, then you go out to the beach somewhere on the lovely California coast, or Florida if you went to Disney World instead. You find yourself a nice beach where there's nobody around. You put up a tripod with the VR camera on it, and you get the hell out of the frame, and you let it record for an hour. And then after that, you take that VR camera, hopefully you bought the waterproof one, and you tie it to a string, and you just throw the string in the ocean. Or throw the VR camera in the ocean. And you record that. And all of these different things, these are all these all become YouTube videos. They're all a part of the whole VR thing that YouTube does. And you market yourself as VR experiences. These are things that people maybe can't do. You could take a VR camera and you could crush it inside of a car, right? Car compactor at the junkyard. You could take a VR camera and, assuming you had a Wi-Fi signal, you could throw it into a lava flow that was live. A whole bunch of things. You can deal with all sorts of phobia treatments, for example, right? Wouldn't that be an interesting YouTube channel? Is the Phobia VR channel. So you take your VR camera and you roll it slowly through a culvert for people that are claustrophobic. You put it in a casket full of spiders or snakes. I have one of these lovely little doodads. This is the Samsung Gear VR. And they have an app inside that is public speaking. So you put your phone in, you got your VR headset, and you're standing there in front of a crowd. And all you see is just the people. And it's a long enough recording where you could give a speech, you could do any number of things like that. But you're doing it in front of a crowd, and there was different sizes of crowds. I felt, remember, like I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, I don't like live streaming. This is something that I'm forcing myself to do. I'm forcing myself to do this and to get better at it and get used to it and make it so that the discomfort that I feel is kind of a non-issue over time. When I looked at that public speaking app, I genuinely felt uncomfortable. Like it, and we're not talking like high-res stuff. This is using my Note 5. So it was really, really interesting to kind of get that experience and see, Jesus, this doesn't even have to be ultra high-res, looks exactly like real life. This just has to be close. Like, that's it. For it to actually make you feel like you were there. There's something to this. There really is. And I think it's a great idea, and I wanted it yesterday or years ago, but it's, I'm in Canada. It cost me $1,000. But the experiences are going to be what sells VR to the average Joe out there. It's going to be the concerts. It's going to be the sports events. It's going to be the theme parks. All of that kind of stuff, those big ticket sorts of experiences that people want to do, the Mount Everest, the let's get on one of those airboats. I like to say fan boat, but my girlfriend hates me because she's originally from Florida. The airboats where you can go down into the bayou and you've got gators on one side, like that kind of stuff where people just can't experience it because it's really expensive. But if they spend money, they get their headset, they can do all of that stuff that would cost them tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars to experience, and they can do it at home at their frickin' desk in their underwear watching this stuff on the VR headset. That's what matters. It's not video games. It will never be video games that makes VR succeed. Video games will start it, but it's other things that are going to make it popular. And I don't know how I got to this point talking about Zenimax losing their lawsuit, but I had planned on being online for about an hour, or about 2 hours rather. So Binding of Isaac is still open. We've been dealing with the conversation. I'm going to stretch a little bit here. Maybe take a drink. Okay, so just to address chat type stuff. Wizard, were you referencing what I was talking about with the public speaking thing? Because I totally agree. Phone-based stuff, for the most part, is awful. But there are a couple of apps in the Gear VR that are really quite impressive. The Jurassic Park one with the Apatosaurus. Enough that I don't enjoy that kind of stuff. I don't like underwater games usually. I did ask for code for Diluvian though, and they didn't send it to me, the bastards. The public speaking thing is a really clever, simple sort of deal. And I want to say the Avengers ones. There was an Iron Man kind of thing that's really good too. But anyways, it's not amazing by any stretch. I would love to have an HTC Vive. That's what I want. But man, too expensive. Okay, so I'm going to do a greed run as my other one because this is fun too. Okay, what's our starting item? It appears to be moldy bread. That is that just hit points? I can't remember. Oh no! The timer! The timer is running out. Oh, we're fucked. We're fucked. And yes, I know you can step on the thing and get yourself. It just hurts. But I kind of don't really have a choice at this point. Oh, shit. That was close. Here, have a bomb. Actually, I shouldn't have done that. I only have one. Unbelievable. And I'm 2 coins short of actually buying something in the store, although I can get a key. Let's hope there's a couple of piles of crap we can bomb up in here. Or something. Oh, man. Oh, man. Alright, well, I guess the key is what it is, and probably another heart just in case. Mixed console and PC multiplayer. That is an excellent question. I think it's a... Oh, shit, there was hearts, and I... God damn it. I think that console and PC multiplayer is a wonderful idea that is doomed to failure. Primarily because certain games are simply better, and there's a tinted rock on the top right. Certain games are simply better on one platform than on another. There's no debate about this. Anybody who argues it is wrong. A shooter is better on mouse and keyboard in every circumstance. The only time that somebody on a controller is going to win is if they have auto-aim, or they happen to also be phenomenally better than the other person. The reverse is true as well with fighting games. So fighting games are completely and totally worthless on a mouse and keyboard. Always have been, always will be. Was that too strong of an opinion? Okay, what's this cross thing? Fire tears automatically directed at the red target on the ground. Oh, that sounds like way too much skill needed to control that. We're going to skip that, I think. Now, other than that, I'm kind of okay. Oh, shit. Just gotta... Oh, I stepped on the button. I didn't mean to step on the button. 2 spiders and that's it. Oh. Oh, that was really close. So other than games that have a very specific advantage, and you have to be really careful, everything else I'm kind of okay with it. One of the big problems that consoles and PCs can have in some circumstances is that communities die, right? You end up simply with a community that doesn't have enough players in order to sustain itself, and that is not good for anybody. Yeah, is it Nate Man? Nat Man? I assume Nat because Matte, as in a flat color that is non-shiny, would be spelled M-A-T-T-E. That's the correct thing. So, unless Microsoft or Sony, take your pick, I don't care, I don't judge. I have a PlayStation, I don't have an Xbox One, but I had an Xbox 360, and I didn't have a PlayStation 3 myself. Unless Microsoft is going to try to enforce in competitive games that the game can know you are playing with a keyboard or a mouse, and it can force queue you only with people that are playing on comparable things, that's the problem, right? So, in a fighting game, a fight stick is far superior to a basic controller, and a basic controller is far superior to a mouse and keyboard. It's simply the truth of the matter of how those control schemes work, what they're strong for, what they're good for, and what they're not. So the moment you have somebody in a multiplayer game playing on a fight stick versus and of course this has been a problem in consoles already, right? You've got fighting game people playing on a fight stick versus somebody on an Xbox One basic controller. There is a mechanical advantage to the fight stick. That's how that works. So you have to make sure that is even. Now, there are a lot of ways that they can fix this kind of stuff, though. I mean, why does it have to matter in maybe like an arcade mode version of a game, right? So in Overwatch, you've got your ranked mode, you've got your quick play, you've got your arcade. In arcade, nobody really cares. It doesn't matter if you're any good at the game because nobody's trying. Everybody's playing a bunch of different, I want to say, what was the mode that is anything goes, where you can just play whatever the hell class you want. So in that kind of a mode, there's nothing wrong with queuing people up against each other in such a way that controllers, keyboard, doesn't matter. But there's no easy way, and it would definitely be something that is cheated on. There's no easy way to enforce and make sure that somebody is not using a controller that they're not supposed to be using. Right? You can work with the manufacturers and you can try and figure out a way to say, okay, so we want your controller to give us some kind of digital signature. Shit again. And that digital signature lets us know that it's a keyboard or a mouse, and we're going to change things on that basis. But what do you do about all the mechanical keyboards that are home built? Or what do you do? Son of a bitch. What do you do about... You see, I get much worse as I'm talking. There's no way to police it. That becomes the problem. So I'm fine with it from... Oh, damn it. I'm fine with it from the perspective of this helps the community stay alive longer. And maybe sometimes that's all that matters. Maybe they just need to have more people playing to keep the game successful, and we don't really care about it from a competitive standpoint. But you can't have it either way. It's one or the other. You're either a competitive game that takes yourself seriously or you're not. Because there's no real way to mix and match. Like, even with Overwatch, yeah, there's a ranked mode. Yeah, there's a mode where nobody cares, but you still have no way to verify that the people in the ranked mode are not using mouse and keyboard or are using mouse and keyboard, depending on what it is that you need. I am not convinced that this run is going to be successful. I'm quite disappointed. I don't feel like I can take the... you know what? Let's do it. We'll fill up on... It's only... Oh, it's only Death by himself, right? Well, And his horse. Or not Death, Headless Horseman. Oh, hell. Son of a... Oh. I didn't realize that I had killed the horse. Oh, that was a terrible dodge. Come on. Thank you for coming by and watching. I will attempt to be doing more streams. That's my plan. I'm actually thinking I might do a Friday stream. I got to ask the girlfriend to make sure that I don't have anything else. Son of a... anything else that needs to be done on Fridays. Or this Friday, rather. Because I got a beta code to Sniper Elite 2. And I'm not allowed to start showing anything until Friday at 3 p.m. PST, which is about right after I get off work, so... Come on, this is actually... I'm gonna freaking die. I don't have a heart to give. Is that... Oh, shit. Does it have to be a full heart now that I've stepped into this room? Or will it take empty hearts from me? Because, what is that item? That's the Demon Wings and Ability to Fly, Lord of the Pit, and Guppy's Paw. I would kind of be okay with either or both of those. It takes empty hearts? Awesome. Yeah, I want both. What could possibly go wrong? See if I can get any soul hearts. No. That's okay. We'll try it. Like I said, what could possibly go wrong? What? The hell? Sony and Microsoft improving the base level of their hardware for the next generation. Okay, so yeah, I read your comment and you made me want to. You made the moderator inside me twitch. Oh, shit, Draco. I didn't even think of that. That's awesome. You know, yeah, you're right. I think that's probably the best move, is to actually use it. So, will Sony and Microsoft improve the base level of their hardware for the next generation? You're meaning, like, the next PS4 after the PS4 Pro? Hey, look! More soul hearts when I need them later. Hopefully. I think I just do it now. Depends what's in here, maybe. Nothing of real value. Button. Oh, good. Yeah, no, I get it as a joke. I just yeah. I had to scroll up and see shit. I was sure I saw that name talking like normally, non-spammy, so that must be not what I thought it was. Tumalo, I think you're entirely correct. But I think you're more correct than you know. We're already into that generation. Both manufacturers have already proven that there is no mystical, magical next generation coming anytime soon. Right? They are going iterative now. Oh, shit. Spider eggs. And this was actually something, and I get really cocky with some of this stuff. But I predicted this a while back. I need to cancel this before I die. We may be done with traditional console generations. I don't think that there's going to be another revolutionary console generation for quite some time, if ever. I think that it's been a huge mistake to try and do this console war nonsense. I think that they're going to, all of them, they're all going to start moving in the direction of PC design. So Microsoft is already doing this, and you can watch how all of this stuff happened, right? We started hearing rumors about Scorpio and the PS4 around the same time. PlayStation launched theirs. But Microsoft tried to steer clear of a lot of this stuff. And they launched Windows 10, and they started going down the UWP route. So what Microsoft has done with Windows 10 is they've claimed ownership of the PC market. They've said that this is ours now. Any game, in theory, first party, or ones that they've set up to be this way. These are all going to be games. Oh, shit. I've not seen either of these items before. They're all going to be games that you can run on both Windows or on the Xbox One. So what that means is that the Xbox One is basically just a computer. That's it. That's all. It's just a computer. And it happens to be running the Windows game architecture, probably DirectX 12 of some variety, and all modified in a proprietary way to run this UWP app structure. So they never have to do another console generation. It doesn't matter. They don't have to do this anymore, because now they've already got a PC. They've already got an operating system that they can iterate on regularly. Magnet's bad. BFFs. Oh, you're thinking back in the store. I'm already... Okay. So what's going to happen is the console market is going to start to look a lot like the cell phone market. We're going to see a new console-ish, right? A new iteration, and it's going to be every 2, 3, 4 years. I think that it's probably going to speed up a little bit. And I even outlined a way that they could pull it off, because one of the big concerns about consoles is that they're expensive, right? Well, wouldn't it be nice if you could have a brand new $800 console every 2 years? And in the video that I did that on, and I got some heat on, I want to say it was some on Reddit and in the comments, where people are saying that this is absolute nonsense, right? How can you possibly get a brand new $800 console? Why would you ever want to do a brand new $800 console every 2 years? Well, you already do it with your cell phone. And that's about when the light clicks on is, so what if we made our our Xbox Live $60 a month subscription fee, or maybe $70 or $80 a month. And a part of your subscription fee is going to be that you get a AAA game of your choice. You just pick it on the store and it downloads and you get it. And you get your online access and you get, you know, the usual Xbox Live benefits. We'll call it Xbox Platinum just for giggles. And $70-$80 a month. And Microsoft sells you the Xbox 1.53728, whatever fucking revision they're on. It doesn't matter. They sell you that revision for $200 up front, as long as you sign a 2-year contract. And then you get a console that is as powerful as an $800 PC. And you get that console every 2 years. And you pay a subscription fee, just like you do to your cell phone provider. And the subscription fee is roughly a game and a little bit extra a month. That's kind of reasonable. You know, average person that wants to buy a console is going to look at maybe buying a game a month. That's not awful. And we subsidize a much more powerful console structure. And then the people that don't want to do that, they can buy the discounted console 2 years later, right? So you end up with a console cycle where you've got maybe 2 or 3 viable consoles. Not every game is going to work on every one. The oldest one is going to have troubles, right? Just like if you go 2 generations back in cell phones, you're going to have a bit of a problem with some of the current day apps. But I think it would totally work. I think it absolutely would work if they went down the route. I don't know what this is. Let's grab it. Camo undies. Oh, it makes you invisible sometimes? All the time? Maybe randomized when you enter a room. So this funny thing right above me is, I think, meat. Draco was commenting about BFFs. BFFs is pretty good. Yeah, Linux is never going to work. I love the idea. I love the theory behind Linux. But the only way that it is ever going to work is if it dumps this elitist attitude that it's got. The familiar's bigger. Yeah, but I don't have any familiars, so do I care? Yeah, sure. Why not? Why not? What could possibly go wrong? My mouse is causing me trouble. It's alright. Oh, camouflage until I start firing. Awesome. Okay. Suolin, hello? Linux. I liked Linux when I tried it. The problem was, here's my Linux story. Back to the BioWare thing that I was talking about before. We had to test, or I had to test Neverwinter Nights premium modules on Linux. And so that meant that I had to get a computer put together from the stuff they had at the BioWare office, and I had to get a distro of Linux. I'm pretty sure I just went with Red Hat. And I had to get the drivers set up. And this was before, Ubuntu was an easy thing or anything like that. Like, it was a pain in the ass. It took me, I want to say, 2 days to get the computer functional. But my God, did it ever run that game so well. Oh, man. It was beautiful. So fast and everything. Okay, boss time. Oh, shit. Seriously, on the Linux box, Neverwinter I'd never seen it run that well. Oh, shit. Okay. We're good. Except for now we have 2. Oh, this is not going well. Fine, I'm going to fight you in the corner over the hole. There's nothing you can do about it. You jerk. I would kind of like to actually finish this fight at some point, but this is not going well. That was close. I need more damage really badly. Oh. Oh. Die, for crying out loud. Finally. God. Oh. All right. We're in the clear. I can read again. Raspberry Pi PS1 emulator. That'd be cool. I like the idea of like a MAME emulator or something like that that's got its dedicated machine. I think that'd be cool. Oh, hey, I can do this stuff now. But I need a bomb. This seems probably worth it. Totally worth it. Shy on coins, though. Do I get... Maybe I get some coins from these guys. Oh, whoa, whoa. No. Bad spiders. That's unacceptable. Okay, so I'm not entirely convinced that I can do this. I think I'm gonna skip the double boss battle because it feels like a great way to finish the run. Although, I am at my 2-hour mark, so... Fuck it. YOLO. Oh, good. These are my favorite. Okay, that is not a successful tactic because they shoot. I think my YOLO is probably not going to be a successful operation. We're just gonna fill up the whole floor with spiders. Oh, damn it. We're at the end. Yeah, kind of figured that was gonna happen. What do you mean you can just leave when enemies spawn like that? Leave from where? For real? Unbelievable. All right. Oh, folks, thank you very much for watching. It's been a hell of a lot of fun. So, Here's my plan going forward, just so that you're aware of how all of this stuff works. VODs for live streams are something that I'm planning on putting up at the end of the day, the same day I do the VOD or do the stream, or they'll be up the next day. And that is for the people that are on Patreon. That was part of what I was trying to set up with for it at tarmac.com/Patreon. And I know it's advertising, of course it is, but the VODs will go live on the channel openly for anybody else. Usually it's going to be the Monday after the fact. At least that's my plan. So hopefully that works out properly. But I'm also looking again at possibly doing a stream on Friday. I'll announce that on Twitter if I decide that's okay. If I don't have anything else that needs to be going on. But Wednesdays is working out pretty good for me. It's a good night of the week. I don't have anything else that gets in the way. This is getting more and more enjoyable, despite my crippling social anxiety of standing in front of a bunch of people. Yeah, I know there's a GNOME distro. I don't care. Okay, maybe I do care, but I don't care. Oh, I didn't have... We forgot our friend. The whole time he was sitting up there staring down at me saying, "What the hell? Unacceptable." Yeah, 300 million from the GNOME distro. I don't know. Anyways, thank you very much for watching, everybody. It's been a lot of fun. I will continue down this path, and we'll see where it goes. Cheers. Bye-bye.